revealed the $197,000 retirement mistake that 96% of pre-retirees make, and me, a Marine veteran who's been helping people avoid it for 10 years. In the next few minutes, you're going to discover a critical Social Security timing error that could cost you nearly $200,000 in lifetime benefits. You'll discover 3 retirement risks that Wall Street firms don't want you to know about, and a proven proprietary 5-pillar DPT retirement system that I came up with as a former Marine and police officer that can help protect your nest egg and give you safe, reliable income for life. Before we begin, I want to be clear. I'm not here to sell you a financial product or pitch you some get-rich-quick scheme. I'm here to reveal my proprietary planning process that's been used successfully in hundreds of retirement plans over the last decade. Most advisors can't or won't do it because Wall Street forces them and you into a box meant to protect Wall Street's bottom line, not yours. My name is Chris Reed. I spent 20 years in the Marines and 7 years as a police officer helping people. And just because I do money stuff now doesn't mean my mission stops. I founded Capital Partners Wealth Management out here in Issaquah, Washington. I'm a chartered financial consultant, and I can tell you I'm a fiduciary like everybody else, but Wall Street figured out a long time ago that that's what people want to hear. And so now it's just part of a sales pitch and not an actual dedication to your client's best interest. I built my business on something different. Putting clients first, always, not just in practice, but in my business model. Not because it sounds good, but because it's the right thing to do. I used to protect people with a badge, and now I protect them from bad financial advice. I protect them from market volatility and taxes. But something that keeps me up at night is that this one mistake that most retirees make is costing them almost $200,000 in retirement. Money that they could use to help live a better life, which is what we all want at the end of the day. I started my practice for the same reason I became a police officer. I don't like it when bad things happen to good people. And it keeps me up at night knowing that the wrong financial decision has cost so many pre-retirees and retirees so much money. But more than that, so much time and happiness in their retirement. When you should be relaxed, enjoying what you've worked for, when you should be having a 10 out of 10 confidence that your retirement plan and your money is going to be there for you, people are stressed out about market volatility, taxes, and tariffs. So what is this $200,000 mistake that most retirees make? It's taking Social Security at the wrong time. And what Wall Street doesn't want you to know is that 96% of Americans claim Social Security before their optimal age, permanently reducing their benefits by up to 30% for the rest of their lives. Beyond that, I've identified 3 key risks that most retirees either look over or don't address soon enough. Claiming Social Security at the wrong time is just a symptom of a bigger problem. Most retirees feel forced to claim because they're unprepared for what I call the triple retirement trap. 3 hidden threats that can devastate the most carefully saved nest egg. The first one of these retirement traps that people fall into is the income gap. Most Americans have a dangerous gap between their monthly expenses and their stable, predictable income. When this gap is too large, retirees are forced to rely on unpredictable market returns just to pay the bills. This pressures them to claim Social Security early, starting a costly chain reaction. Take 2 of my favorite clients, Ben and Grace. We met online and they told me that they were with a big Wall Street advisor that everybody knows. They're in every strip mall in America. Their guy who had done a good job in getting them to retirement just didn't specialize in retirement income. They didn't have a specialist help them create safe, predictable retirement income. Using the standard Wall Street 5% withdrawal rule, he told them that they could have about $25,000 per year from their $500,000 portfolio. They told me that they had a set of grandkids in California and a set of grandkids in Missouri, and that if they didn't have at least $3,000 per month, they would actually have to pick which set of grandkids they went to visit for Christmas. I thought that's unacceptable. After putting them through my DPT process, where I diagnosed where they were at, planned for where they wanted to be, and given them the tools to get there, I got them reinvested into some institutionally available investments that their guy just either wouldn't or couldn't do. Ben actually called me on Christmas Eve from Missouri, told me he had just flown in from San Diego, and was beside himself with happiness that he got to see both set of grandkids. The second biggest retirement trap that most people fall into is a sequence of returns risk. This hidden danger is why 2 people with identical savings and identical average returns have completely different retirement outcomes. One will run out of money while the other one thrives. Even Warren Buffett famously once said, "Only when the tide goes out do you discover who's been swimming naked." As a hypothetical example, take Robert and Michael. Both of them with $1 million, both of them withdrawing $50,000 annually. Both of them experienced the exact same market returns during the accumulation phase, averaging about 7% a year. The difference? Robert retired in 2000 and faced immediate market crashes. Michael retired in 2010 and enjoyed early growth. By 2020, Robert's portfolio was nearly depleted, while Michael's had over $1.2 million in it, even with all the withdrawals that he'd taken. And finally, the third big retirement trap that can absolutely destroy retirement is the tax avalanche that Tony Robbins, after interviewing 50 of the world's top financial minds, said it best. Hidden fees are killing your returns, but taxes, they're just as dangerous. And even more often, they're overlooked or not addressed using the right tools. Here's a sobering fact. Taxes are just fees that the government levies on you, and fees that big Wall Street levies on your account can have the same negative impact. A seemingly small 2% in excessive fees and tax inefficiencies can reduce your retirement income by up to 25% over a 30-year retirement. As Bogle warned, the winning formula for success in investing is owning the entire stock market through an index fund and then doing nothing. Just stay the course. Here's the good news. After helping hundreds of retirees overcome these 3 retirement traps, I've developed a proprietary system I call the DPT system. That's a comprehensive system designed to protect your nest egg. This approach follows Ray Dalio's principle that diversifying well is the most important thing you need to do in order to invest well. The retirement DPT system isn't just a single product or investment. It's a complete retirement income system with 5 integrated components specifically designed to neutralize the 3 retirement traps. The first component is the retirement security framework. This creates reliable pension-like income streams that guarantee you'll never outlive your money. Unlike the volatile stock market, these specialized accounts provide consistent, predictable income month after month, year after year. The second component is the market buffer strategy. There are institutionally available investments backed by the world's biggest banks that allow you to capture all the market upside while that large institution still protects your investments to the downside. Remember Mark Cuban's genius trade that protected his wealth during the dot-com crash? I've adapted similar protection strategies for everyday retiree. The third component to my proprietary system is the tax efficiency maximizer. As Slot says, it's not what you earn, but what you keep that really matters in retirement. The fourth component in my system is the Social Security maximization protocol. Using specialized software, I can run an analysis that identifies your optimal claiming strategy, potentially avoiding the very first thing I talked about, which is giving up over $200,000 in additional lifetime benefits for a married couple. And finally, the fifth component in my process is the Legacy Protection Vehicle. The Legacy Protection Vehicle ensures that whatever wealth you don't use in retirement transfers efficiently to your loved ones with minimal taxes and complications. Let me share with you what the DPT system did for Hardy, a 63-year-old Boeing engineer who was near retirement. As we neared the top of the inflation bubble, right after the COVID crash, Boeing was changing their pension formula. I met Hardy, who said he wanted to retire before that happened, but he didn't have a plan for passive income. He was confused on when to take Social Security, and he was worried about what taxes were going to do for his wife, who was much younger than him, and for his son and grandkids that he cared deeply about. Moreover, Hardy told me that he knew there was a penalty for taking Social Security early. By taking Hardy through my proprietary DPT process, I was able to show him a plan to give him the peace of mind of knowing that he could pull the plug, retire early, and never run out of money. The best part, Hardy retired just months before the big inflation crash. We had him invested so that he lost less than everyone else when the market went down, and he stayed happy and relaxed in retirement. My process was able to generate that passive income that he needed to go fishing with his grandkids in Montana. It didn't hurt that I kept him from losing over $400,000 that he would have lost if he had waited for the market to come back or used a buy, hold, and pray strategy. Now listen, I know what you're thinking because I know how the rest of Wall Street operates. They're there to squeeze you for every penny. You're probably thinking this sounds expensive. How much does the DPT system cost? What's Chris gonna charge me for an hour of my time? The truth is, for most people, they actually end up with more money than they otherwise would have simply by going through the process and making a few small changes. In my practice, I follow one rule. My clients do better with me than without me. I'd be willing to bet that by adding returns and minimizing losses in my client accounts, they actually have more money than they otherwise would have without me. Another common question that most people are just sitting back waiting for is, are you about to sell me an annuity? The answer is absolutely not. Annuities may or may not hold a place in your overall retirement portfolio, but those other institutional investments that I mentioned are the real key to building long-term generational stable wealth. The DPT system is a complete system that will utilize a variety of strategies, all tailored to your specific situation. As a fiduciary, I'm legally obligated to recommend only what's best for you, and as a business practice, I only do better when you do better. Now look, for those of you with an advisor, you're on the internet for a reason. They're probably an amazing human being. A lot of my best friends are financial advisors. But most financial advisors are like your general practitioner. They're like an Uber driver who can get you to the airport. They have done a good job doing the things to get you through the accumulation phase in your life. You're gonna fly across the Pacific. You don't want that Uber driver flying your airplane. You want a professional who specializes in that one thing. My focus is on protecting what you've built, minimizing risk, reducing taxes, and making sure that your income lasts for life, all without any shocks to your system. So a perfect example of how all this works is John and Michelle. Luckily for John, he ran a dental practice here in a high-income area because a couple years back, his mom was diagnosed with Alzheimer's. 6 months later, his dad received the same diagnosis. Listen, not only was John paying $250,000 a year to make sure that his parents had the type of care that he wanted them to have, as I was talking to him, I realized that I was sitting across the table with someone who stood a very high likelihood of getting Alzheimer's himself. Now, John had his savings with a company that specialized in dentists, but like everyone else, all they had as investments in was a well-diversified basket of mutual funds. This left him 100% exposed to the stock market with no plan for how to keep saving and pay for his parents, let alone know when he could retire and protect his wife from having to take care of him if he were to get Alzheimer's. After implementing the retirement DPT system, I created an extra $12,500 in monthly safe and predictable income regardless of market conditions. Today, John and Michelle are retired and have complete peace of mind about their financial future. So now that you understand the devastating impact of those 3 retirement traps and how the retirement DPT system can protect you, you might be wondering what the next step is. So for a limited time, I'm gonna offer qualified individuals a complimentary retirement DPT analysis of your investments. Typically, I charge $1,500 to do this, but I'm gonna waive that for anybody who signs up through this link. Here's what my team and I will do. I'll assess your current retirement strategy and identify vulnerabilities to the 3 retirement traps. Analyze your Social Security claiming options to maximize your lifetime benefits, and I'll create a customized income security framework showing you exactly how much safe and predictable monthly income you can have. I'll also look through your current investments and show you how to potentially reduce fees and taxes to keep more of your hard-earned money and pass it on in a tax-efficient manner to your heirs. I'll provide a complete written retirement DPT system plan that you, if you're a DIYer, can implement yourself. You can take it to your current financial advisor, or if you need help with it, we can help give you the tools to do that. And if you're one of the first 10 people to schedule your retirement DPT analysis, I'll also include a custom retirement tax reduction strategy completely free. This specialized tax analysis shows you specific opportunities to legally minimize taxes throughout your retirement years. To be clear, this offer is not for everybody. This specialized retirement system is designed for individuals and couples who have at least $250,000 saved for retirement within 5 to 15 years of retiring or already retired, and who want clarity and confidence in their retirement income plan. However, I put my business where my beliefs are. If you're a first responder, military service member, or other public servant and don't meet the asset minimum, don't count yourself out. You can still see if you qualify. So if you've ever worn a badge or a uniform and put other people above yourself, feel free to sign up and I'll decide on a case-by-case basis if I can help you. So to secure your complimentary retirement DPT analysis and tax reduction strategy, simply click the button below. You'll answer a few basic questions about your retirement situation and schedule a convenient time for your analysis. But look, I have to be 100% transparent. Due to the in-depth nature of each analysis that I do, I can only accept 10 new requests this month. Once these spots are filled, you'll have to join the waiting list. Listen, retirement doesn't wait and neither should your planning. Click now to secure your retirement DPT analysis and tax reduction strategy.